Alright, this is our tool for checking backlash and teeth. So this came broken, I didn't break it. And this goes on the cam plate. And this here has the indicator hits up against this, and this mounts on into your camshaft. And you rotate it back and forth with this lever to tell you what your backlash is. So that's how this works. So I'll go ahead and throw that up on here so you can see. So the first thing I do is put this on here. Looks like stupid S&S screws are going to get in the way. Or the clip cover things. And it looks like they're getting rounded off already too. It's always nice to get things out. Pull this out a little bit. There it goes. I'm just going and installing the cover, and here's all I'm doing right now. Nothing too fancy. This piece here just kind of slips in there like that. The center screw that holds on the cam. Put that back up here. Can't tighten it up and hold the camera at the same time. I'm moving the crank as I'm doing this. So. I'm only getting about a thou backlash with the oil in it. Let's see, I'm not sure how I'm going to do this where you can see it. This is going to get interesting. Let's see if we can drop the camera here. Okay, basically I hold the rod and you can see it moving about 1 thou right there. So it's pretty tight. Just rotate this around a little ways. And I'll come up here, reset this, and we'll check it again at a different spot. Yep. Trying to lock the crank's hard to do here. I get a lot more leverage with this lever than I do with my hand holding it. Go on this other side. Yeah, can't hold it. Basically getting zero to less than a half. Rotate it over some more. I'll go up here and check it again. We got 1 thou again. So this thing's pretty tight. So let's go ahead and rotate it. And I'll take this off and go ahead and rotate it around a few times and see what it feels like actually running. See if there's any tight spots. Get this off here so I can do that. It's free, but definitely can't feel anything in it. So. Alright, so it's going to go to like a thou clearance. Harley I think says 1 to 3 is what they recommend. So the one plus is it was even all the way around pretty much. It's half to 1 thou. So we're getting 1/3 of a thou. So it's definitely tighter than I want it to be normally, but we'll go ahead and put together with that and see what we got for, see how it runs. If it makes a lot of noise, we know the cam gear is a little snug. But otherwise it should be quiet because there's no drag turning the motor over. If there was tight spots on the gear when I was turning it, then I would take the gear out and change it. But this one, it doesn't seem to be that way, so I'm going to leave it. So I'm going to go ahead and take this all off, pull the cam cover off, put some goop on it, and then seal it up. So that way we can put it together, finish it up and run it. So I don't think you need to see all that, so I'll just go ahead and get this buttoned up to the lifter block area and I'll show you that. Okay, I'm getting these lifter blocks ready to go in now. I got the cam cover all sealed up and buttoned back up now. Didn't show you that because I didn't need it to. Okay, so we put a little bit of lubricant in the lifter blocks themselves. I don't think that helps much, does it? Okay, I got new lifters right here. It's very important to get lubricant down in here where these rollers are. So what I do is I just put it on top there like that. Kind of roll it in on both sides. These have a little bit of light grease type stuff in there already. You can feel it when you rotate them, but I always want to get oil in here. If these things run dry, they will destroy themselves very quickly. So it takes a while before oil pressure gets the oil in the motor. So this is what it's going to live on for a while. You can soak these things in oil if you want. I don't do it that way, but that's another way of doing things. I always like the lifters where they're not all bled. I don't have to wait for them to bleed down when I adjust them and put the top ends together, so they're dry when I put them in. Okay, so we lubricate the blocks like that, or the lifter rollers. I already got the bores done in the blocks themselves. So now it's just a matter of putting a little bit of oil right here. Make sure you get a little bit down here in the push rod cup. Make sure they fit in there real nice and don't bind. I've already got the gaskets gooped up and installed on the blocks right now. I also snotted up the case over there a little bit. So it goes in there real nice, and that just drops down on the hole right there. Look at the hole as you go down. Stick them in. Ooh, sharp edge too. Now, these are brand new lifter blocks also because the original ones were all torn up. Pretty much everything inside this motor is brand new because the original stuff was trashed. Okay, those are in. Drop these in. Now, if you use thick oil like I use for assembly, you can put them right in. The lifters won't fall out. If you're using real light oil like motor oil, the lifters might fall out when you put them in, so you got to be quick. So let me clean the crap off my fingers here. Assembly glue does not like to come off your hands with just a rag. Okay. Now these new lifter blocks came with new Allens. I personally do not like Allens because they rust in the middle, and those stupid caps are stupid. So these are stock 12-point bolts. So I'm going to put those back in. pick the better looking ones and put them on the outside edge. The crappier looking ones on the inside edge. There's the other one. Missing one there for a second. Better there. Okay, you don't run these all the way down right now because we got to center them up. Now they make a fancy tool that has a tapered end on it that supposedly aligns them. The only problem is a threaded hole is a lousy thing to line off of. And which lousy hole do you line off of? You got 4 to choose from. What I do is I use all 4 holes. Put it all in there. Okay. So I take the lifter block and I jiggle it. And I just kind of guess in between where the center point is. The block isn't down all the way. Where I can see it moving. Pretty well locked up already. Okay, way up in there. There we go. There. Now I got it jiggling. So I pick the center point and then I tighten it. That way I'm using all 4 holes as the alignment, not just one bad hole. I think that's a little more accurate. If it was all that important, Harley would have put dowels on them anyway, so they wouldn't have to screw around doing it some other stupid way. Yeah. If you notice, I got a real long extension on this here. That clears the studs right here, so you can tighten it up without. Here, I'm way up above the studs, so I'm not going to bang my fingers on anything. And we give it a little torque. And once again, I'm not using Loctite on this stuff because I just tighten the hell out of them. After we start the bike up, we'll go back over these a little bit. One advantage of using these 12-point bolts, or screws, you can actually come back and retorque them. Stupid Allens, half of these you can't get back to. So it's just like the oil pump. As tight as I can get them with the mini ratchet. That's what I use for torque. If you want to take a 1/4-inch torque wrench out and torque them with that, you can use that too. Probably about 14 to 18 foot-pounds, a pretty good number. Pretty tight. Probably 12 to 15 maybe better. 18 might strip. Okay, we go ahead and rotate it through and make sure everything spins freely. Make sure the lifters go up and down. Sometimes when you tighten these blocks up, they twist on you, and they kind of warp, and they lock up the lifters. So you always want to spin them through and make sure that they're rotating. So I'll go ahead and show you that. So you can see how these are going up and down and dropping right back down like they're supposed to. So that's what you want to see. Alright, so lower end is now pretty well done. I'm going to go ahead and put the stator over here so that I can put this whole motor into the frame right now the way it is. I'll probably go ahead and put the cylinders and pistons on it here next, and so I'll have this all sealed up, and then I'll put it in the frame without the heads on it, because it's easier to maneuver it in the frame and get it in there. And we'll get all these bolts and all that torqued in there. So anyway, but for now we got the lower ends all done, so that's what it looks like now.